Hello. Thank you so much for checking out today's episode of Career Conversations. I'm your host, Unica Walcott, and today's guest is somebody I've been fangirling over for months, and I'm so glad that she said yes to my invitation. Kemah Duopu. Forgive me if I butchered that. I'm going to get it right. But I wanted you guys to know all about Harmon Polish and the person behind this brand and why I love it so much and why you need to know about it. So, welcome, Kemah, to the
Hi, how are you?
Hey. So the first thing I want to ask, this is like my favorite question. What does your family think you do when you tell them that you are the founder of a nail polish company?
Well, so my family's from West Africa, Liberia, and I don't know if you're familiar with like West African culture, but for them, if you're successful, if you're a nurse, a doctor, or an engineer, anything else, you're a failure.
Oh yeah, no, I've got a few West African friends. They're like, "Well, so what are you doing with your life? You're not an engineer. Oh, you want to
Right,
work in nonprofits? What are you doing with your life?"
right. Oh, my parents like, oh, I want to start like a nail polish business. So my mom was just like, okay.
Do you really stare at you just like that and say, "Okay"?
Yeah, she was just like, yeah, like you need to go to school to be a nurse, the typical things. And my dad was a little bit more supportive just because, I feel like, my mom came from war, you know what I mean?
Ah,
She actually came as like a refugee here in America. So I guess for her, it's a little bit more personal because it's like she literally left war, developing war, like infested country to come to America. So, she has this vision of like the American dream that, people sell to you. So when you
yeah,
hear your daughter who kind of has, American privilege, let's just be honest,
yeah.
and they hear, oh, I don't want to be a nurse. I don't want to be a doctor. I want to have my own business. You're like, hold on, what?
That's not what we signed up for. That's not why we left.
Right. But my dad is more, he has a lot of entrepreneurs in his family. So he kind of understood what it took. But my mom, she definitely had to be like massaged into the idea.
Had to massage her into the idea. She said, "No, ma'am. No, ma'am." So, what is a day like for you? And I say polish company, but I don't want to box you in. If it's a beauty brand, what is a day like as a owner of a beauty brand?
Well, on top of having Harmon Polish, it's vegan, non-toxic nail polish. Each polish is named after positive affirmation. I also work at a private bank too.
Oh, wow.
So I do that. And on top of that, I am a mother of a 13-year-old. So yeah, my schedule is is really hectic. So honestly, what a day in the life that's for me. I wake up in the morning, I go to the gym. I go to the gym like 4 o'clock, well, about 5 o'clock in the morning, there for like 45 minutes. I don't like waking up in the morning, but for me, like going to the gym and just getting that release out and just, getting myself fit, not only physically and mentally, really it sets the tone for my day. Then, take a shower, maybe listen to some meditation music. I actually, every morning, I listen to like this meditation morning shower music just
Yeah.
to, know, reset my brain and get my day, like get some type of like calm and peace before my day gets started. Meanwhile, my son is getting ready for school as well. Then I start my work day. I work at JP Morgan, so I start my work day, get that done during my lunch breaks. I answer Harmon Polish emails. I'll do orders. 4 o'clock hits, pick up my kid from school, come back, make dinner, have that mommy and son time, and then at 8 o'clock go back into Harmon Polish. So it's it's definitely taken a while for me to get to a place where my schedule isn't as hectic as it seems for me. Because for me, like having a routine, having a schedule, and also just reflecting on your day, like, okay, what was good about my day? What was bad about my day? What things could be better? It really set the tone. But sometimes, I have bad days.
If you don't have bad days, look, Megan Thee Stallion has bad days. I think we're allowed to have those.
Okay. Uh,
So, wow. So you've blocked out your time so carefully. So you go, okay, 8 p.m. is back to doing this thing. So if you are still working on Harmon Polish, I imagine sometimes even till midnight, like you're not getting much sleep.
Yes. Sometimes, like, for one day out the month, I'll take PTO for my job, and
Hmm.
that's like my self-care day.
That is such
Have,
a smart approach to use it that way.
yeah, especially like as Black women in corporate America, there's so much. I don't think people understand how like taxing it can be on your mental, where like you
Hmm.
have to like, our blinders are never. We have to see everything. You know what I mean? How we talk, how we approach, what we dress like, and also making sure not only are we doing our job, we're going above the standard.
Yes, and I feel like that's even the case, even if you aren't in an environment where things are extremely toxic, because the thing is, it's a lot of times that you don't have a sense of being given the benefit of the doubt in these spaces. People go, "Oh, she's just here because she's the token hire or whatever."
Yeah,
There's never ever this point of like, "Well, this person is clearly qualified. Let's engage them accordingly." Like that. That's a rarity. I won't say it never happens, but even if it does, I mean, personally, I have PTSD around my own workplace experience, like quite literally. So I get what you're saying. Where even if things are positive, it's really difficult to do the self work to get to a place where you are not associating these experiences with past negative ones.
exactly. Because there's great, like the company I work for is amazing, but
Yeah.
like sometimes you have like, you've been in other firms where you don't have that same comfort. So when you come
Mhm.
to a new job and you're like, oh yeah, be yourself, and you're like, you're sure, but that really helped with my business. So
Mm.
yeah, because people are like, oh, you sell nail polish. Bleh. But I'm confident in all the achievements that I've had, and number one, I know my business. You know what I mean? Nobody's
Yeah.
running the business but me. So that's the great thing about entrepreneurship, where like it's all you. You
Yeah,
know?
I mean, I got your subscription box. I was impressed by the packaging, and you're telling me you're upgrading again. I was like, okay, now this is just gonna be like not just excellent, but like superb. Like, so I'm excited to see the things that are coming down the line. I bought the first polish months ago, and then I was like, I need more. I gifted my sister a bottle. Then I was like, okay, well, there's a subscription box, so let me just go and handle that. So like now I don't have to think about it. I get every collection as it comes out. This quarterly subscription, which I think is like the right pace. So I'm excited about that because I was like, I don't need like 4 new bottles of polish every month, but quarterly is perfect. And then you got like the right season, so you've got your white. Summer's coming, so I'm excited to see what happens next. I want to talk about the name Harmon. Like, where did that name come from?
Yeah, so Harmon Polish is, the story of a heart polish was even started before I was even born. My
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's named after my aunt Patricia Harmon, and I always joke and say she was like the rich auntie. Before there was the token rich auntie slogan, she was that. Like, she was definitely a Renaissance woman, well traveled. She was a nurse. She could make traditional African food like fufu, cassava leaf, GB, but then she could turn around and make spaghetti, rice, crispy bars. She was definitely like Whitney Houston, every woman. Okay, she was
I
every woman,
love it.
but also she really showed me like success, if that makes sense. She
Mhm.
was she. I mean, of course, my parents are successful in their own right, but just seeing like if I was to look and see if I was over to look at my family and people I was around and say who do I aspire to be like, it was her.
Yeah, your
Uh,
aunt was the blueprint.
Yeah, she was definitely the blueprint. She unfortunately she passed away from breast cancer in 2002.
Wow.
And honestly, I did not think that was fair. I really felt like life kind of turned a detour for me when she passed. So I wanted to create, when I was thinking about doing this nail polish and developing the brand. I was like, okay, what can I name it? What can I name it? What can inspire me to keep going? Because that's one thing about business. It's like you can start it, but it's the consistency of it. I'm like, what can I name it that's gonna remind me like keep going, Kemah? And I thought of like my last name, Duopu. I'm like, no, that's too. People are not gonna pronounce that right. But I was like, okay, because my aunt, and she was the type of person like, if you're gonna do something, you better do it right. It better
Mm.
come. The effort better be there. So now, anytime I think of Harmon Polish, okay, I have to make sure this is my aunt's name. This is her legacy. To make sure I come, come correct, as the kids would say. Come
Of
correct.
course,
You know?
yes.
So yeah, that's how the name started. And it's funny because I was doing a logo when I was developing the business, and the logo is an H and a P. But then one day I was thinking to myself, like, I don't know if should I even be doing this? Like, I don't know, like, God, like, Lord, Interpac, give me a sign. And I remember I was a little tipsy off some wine, and I at the logo, and I realized it's my aunt's initials backwards.
Wow.
HPPH. So every time I think of that, it just gives me the motivation. It's not just about you. It's not even about, like, creating generational wealth. It's about a legacy for your aunt who at 45 passed away, but she can still, be remembered.
Wow. She was very young,
Yep.
45, and you lost her breast cancer. I'm so sorry for your loss. Like, people go, oh, it's a long time. It doesn't change. I've lost family, and 20 years feels like 2 days sometimes.
Yeah, it does not change. But that's one thing about, like, Harmon. Can I tell you about how, like, Harmon Polish got started?
Yes, please tell me more. I wanted to get there. I was like, how did we get started? I mean, because I don't feel like there's a lot of Black women in this space. Like, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, beauty products, and there's not a lot of representation, but we spend probably the most money. Easily.
As Black women, we have the highest buying power of beauty. Yeah.
Wow.
How Harmon Polish, like, pretty much in 2018, I was living in LA, and my life was just chaotic. Like, I lost my job. I was living in a toxic roommate situation. I was miles away from my family in Minnesota. That's where I was raised. Yeah. But, like, I wanted to find, like, I know right now my life was chaotic at the time. It was really chaotic, but I wanted to find something that brought me peace. Mm-hmm. That became getting my nails done. Like, I honestly, like, no joke. It was just like knowing that, okay, like, I have at least $50, $75, even $40 to get my nails done, to sit back and relax and just know that this is some first class issues. If I know I can go get my nails done, things are not that bad. So, and I was doing, like, Uber Eats and Postmates to survive. So I kept saying, okay, Kemah, like, if you can get your nails done, you can do Uber Eats, you can do Postmates. And that really became, like, my hustle for a couple months. Then, when things started turning around, I started learning more about nail polish, how they have a lot of toxic chemicals that can lead to headaches, nausea, respiratory problems, even miscarriages.
My goodness.
And I was thinking to myself, like, especially as Black women, we're less likely to get breast cancer, but we're more likely to pass away from it.
Right.
And I was just like, why is something that I love so much, like, got me through the hard time, nail polish, is actually now knowing that I may be receptive to breast cancer. Why am I putting this even in, like, on my body?
Right.
And, like, also nail polish has, like, animal, like, bug bits, pig, and all type fish scales, all types.
Well, not yours, ma'am. It's vegan.
Oh yes, not mine. See, not mine. Yes. So I wanted to create something that, like, symbolizes, number one, like, my love for, like, nails and my nails done, but also healthy for your body, but healthy for your mind.
Which is what I loved about getting, like, my beauty box. Like, it's got affirmation cards in it. Yes. And I was like, these are literally what I need right now. Yes. And so I can take them and, like, put them on my mirror and read them in the morning. So it's not like this thing of, like, okay, this card came in the box and you toss it. It's like, no, you can take these, you can collect these, you can tape it up next to your monitor and get through the day.
Yes. The reason why the affirmations are so important, because when I was going through my hard time, I would write affirmations on my mirror.
Huh.
Yeah. And I would tell, like, even, like, I was like, you are the baddest chick. You are going to be a millionaire one day. This
and
is
done.
And, like, so it's like, I know that made me feel so good to see those affirmations in the mirror. So I was like, well, for clients, for customers, just put it in your wallet. Put it in your wallet. Put it in your mirror. So when anyone tries you and makes you think you are not that girl or that boy, your mirror tell you something different. Okay.
Right. And I loved you said that boy, because men also wear polish. Like, it's not a girl exclusive situation.
Yes. And especially with the subscription boxes, like, you get them, the quarterly. So 4 times a year. and they're like the polishes run for like $12. But if you get the subscription box, I think you're getting them if I can. It said that I work at a bank, but I can't do math in my head.
No, look, it's a significant savings, but I'll be honest with you, like I would pay $12 for these and half. Like, I mean, we go to CVS and Walgreens and we buy all these other brands to drop money, and they got all kind of nasty stuff for them we don't need.
The colors, like grape purple, really on my nails, really. Grape purple.
No, that's the other thing I liked about the colors is like they're actually very rich and they show well. Like, so it's not like a situation of like, okay, well, this doesn't quite have the level of pigment. I'm saying like everything is like on it. Like, yes. That's what made me sure. Like when my sister said, "You gotta see this." That and for me that I'm over here telling people about this polish, but as I said, I've been fangirling. What I like is I usually have a hard time getting a neat polish on my fingers because it's always like the wrong consistency. So it's like a little gunky or a little too runny. And so I end up with like, polish halfway around my darn finger before I'm done. And I'm spending, another half hour with Q-tips or whatever else and remover trying to clean it up. I can get like quick, easy 2 coats done without a lot of mess because it's like the right consistency. So that's one of the things that I was like, finally a polish that I'm not going to mess up.
Yeah, and it's quick for one of those things where like there's times where like I'm in the car and I'm like, I need to paint my nails real quick. I do like one little coat. Sometimes I don't even put top coat on just so I can do what I have to do. And people are like, oh my God, I love your nails. And I'm like, you don't even realize this is a struggle manicure right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've named it after your aunt who keeps you going with a crazy schedule that you keep. Yeah. I'm glad you have inspiration because I can't imagine. Where do you see Harmon Polish 5 years from now?
Oh, 5 years from now. Well, like the next 5 years, I definitely see myself like in it full time, but for me, like it's more about like inspiring and impacting women that were like me when I was 19. I was pregnant. I didn't have a job. I didn't know what to do. And then like, if the 19-year-old me was to see me now, she'd be like, yeah.
Who's this woman? Yes.
Who is this girl? So that's my main thing. I just really want to inspire women, young girls, young single moms, just do it. Even entrepreneurs who feel like, oh, my business is not perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's the thing about a business. A business is an extension of you, and you're not perfect. And I tell people like, oh, I just needed for it to be perfect. And it's like, you're literally not programmed to be perfect. You're human, But as far as Harmon Polish, definitely in it full time, retail, own nail salon. That's in the works.
Look, you gonna make me catch a flight?
I'm
like, come on, I just came for the manicure and the tour.
Hey, you want some water? Let me get some water. Matter of fact, let me get some water, girl. Look, that white Hennessy, Okay. I had to go to Mexico to get
Look, this is gonna be a party then. This is not a nail salon. It's a party.
But yeah, that's where I definitely see it, And also like it's just exciting to see myself develop from like, oh, girl with a side hustle. Like I started Harmon Polish with my stimulus check. To now, it was either that or a Gucci bag.
Ooh, say that again though, because people don't understand like the power of those small decisions.
Yes, the power. Yes, it was either. I remember I was online at I got the deposit. I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy me this Gucci bag. The Gucci bag was on my vision board. I'm gonna buy it. And then I was about to, I put my card information in. As soon as I was about to say purchase, something was like, why don't you look? Really? Free money? Really? And I keep this list of things my bucket list. And one thing on my bucket list that I wrote in 2018 was start a nail business. And then I was like, you know what? It's $300 for an LLC. What's the worst that can happen? And just to think that little decision of me just starting a business, I was in the JP Morgan, the Goldman Sachs Black in Business.
Yeah, I saw this.
The Essence gift bags. I'm invited to do speaking engagements and things like that. And even me developing as a business person is like when you just have to go for it and believe in yourself. And like the best investment you can make, I know it sounds so cheesy, is literally yourself. Not yourself.
So, I told somebody that when I was making my recent job switch, and they were like, former employee of the company but also, part of my network. And they were like, well, this is what's going on. And I was like, okay, that's insightful. It's like, I know this doesn't sound good. I said, but I'm going to bet on myself in this situation. I said, because if you stayed here for decades, there's something good here. And maybe things went south in the recent months for you, but that doesn't mean there isn't something that I can't learn if I take this next step, even if I am scared, I'm not sure. I said, what do I lose if I try?
Right.
And so I love that you did not buy a Gucci bag. I hope that you can get like 20 more when you grow the business, and then you can have a closet, floor to ceiling, or whatever you want. But I am so grateful that you started this. Like, it is one of the little things that has brought joy to my life and has reminded me to just pause.
Yes.
And that's what painting my nails is. It is a moment to pause, take a few deep breaths, because you can't be up here picking up stuff and doing things. You gotta let your nails dry.
Yes. Exactly. And I'm so happy to hear that. That's what like Harmon Polish is about. Like, just taking that pause, like refresh, get your nail, like do your nails, watch TV, maybe drink some wine, do something for yourself. I remember Kim Kardashian said something that really spoke to me. She was like, there's so much chaos in the world. Your home and your peace and your mental, and it has to be that calm. Everything else in the world can be crazy, but when you're at home by yourself, like, that is your peace. And you need to find something that brings you peace. It doesn't matter what it is. And even though it's Kim Kardashian, like, it really just, like, you know what, she's right.
Look, Kim has definitely said some questionable things, but I also learned some things. And I think that it's important for us not to make assumptions about people we don't know. What we get are sound bites and snippets of people's lives.
Yes. Yeah.
And so we don't know where, she's coming from or what her own experiences are that have made her say one thing or another. So, I mean, I think my sister said this to me, my sister-in-law. She said, look, I may not like everybody I meet, but I can learn something from everybody.
Exactly.
And that's what I take from your example with Kim Kardashian is, look, you can learn stuff from everybody. Now it's up to you what you learn. Like,
I 100%, I 100% agree. And I would say, like, for anyone that wants to start their business, you literally have to just, number one, just do it. Like, just go for it. Like, I tell people, if I can have my own business, then, like, you really don't.
We don't know your life. We just like to polish it.
Yeah. And also just go to share your story. Share your story. I know people want to like, I'm not going to share this about social media. I look at Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. I'm trying to get Twitter back, even Facebook, as like my interactive resume.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like when I want potential investors, partners, even like people for different accelerators, I want them to see like the progress I've made in my business and all the things I have going on. So they're gonna be like, oh, she doesn't have a nail polish like little side hustle or whatever. It's a business. And you really just have to be open to just meeting people. You can't be shy. If you embarrass yourself, they're probably not gonna remember you within like 2 weeks, so it's fine.
Yeah, this is true. Like, most of us are just regular people. We're gonna make mistakes. I think it's important to give yourself grace and give other people grace. And sometimes people say weird things. Instead of being offended, ask, well, what did you mean by that? I'm not sure I understood, because sometimes it's just a lack of context.
Yes, it definitely is a lack of context at times. And you really just have to like, just go to many events, pitch competitions.
Pitch competitions. Do you have a favorite pitch competition? I saw on your social you won another one recently, and I will say another because this isn't the first.
Oh yes, come on now.
So
yeah, let's go. There's a Fearless Fund. They're a black funded organization that does pitch competitions. They have this whole summit every year in August. That's an amazing one to go to. There are so many grants free grants, free money, free resources for Black entrepreneurs, female Black entrepreneurs. You literally just gotta look.
Okay.
Yes. Do as many accelerators as you can, because it's not even about the program. It's about like the people you're connecting with, you know?
And that's something people don't always think about is like your network. I think about just even from like, I'm not an entrepreneur, but even career wise for me, like one of the things I learned early on back in college doing internships, I was like, sometimes most important in the room is the person sitting next to you, not the person at the head of the table running the meeting, because I can't think of how many times I've talked to some of these people that I've, interned with 10, 15, 20 years ago that have called me up and said, I know what kind of person you are. I got an opportunity. You want in or not? And that's just how it goes. And so I'm with you on that. Like, get in these programs, because sometimes the next connection that you need is the other person in the room. It's not necessarily this big business hosting this event.
Exactly. No, you absolutely. I'll tell you a quick story. I was in this program with the Urban League. And they had a pitch competition. Was my first one. I didn't win, but life happens. And I did a story on my LinkedIn about like my Gucci story, how I was either buying a Gucci purse or starting my business, and I wrote about it just to kind of like, just to kind of get it off my chest,
Yeah.
The vice president, I don't know if he's a vice president or a president of the Urban League, called me, and we already have like a good high level connection, but I didn't think I thought he just knew my name and went about his business. Right. But he, Kemah, I'm just so incredibly proud of you, of your business, and how I didn't even know you started your business from your stimulus check, and I'm just like, oh, okay, thanks. I didn't know he even knew me like that,
People are watching and people are cheering.
Yes, he was like, well, we want to help you, and we're going to give you $3,000. And I was like, just by me sharing my story and using my network, I didn't even ask, you know what I mean?
So right. These people approached you and said, hey, we've got something we'd like to offer you to help you further your mission.
Yeah. So that's why I'm stressing the point of just do it. Just do your business. Just start it. So
you're yelling at me today.
It does not have to be perfect. Look, you need an iPhone, a website, and a way to take payments. Everything else,
just figure it out as you go.
Figure out. But there's money out here for us, for all of us. You just gotta go get your individual bag, because your bag is waiting.
And not the Gucci one either.
Girl, a Birkin bag full of money, okay?
Full of money. Cash.
Maybe some ones because we need change. But
no, ma'am, there is no change.
Oh, there's no change. Okay. Oh, okay.
I'm going about you need your Birkin, and you need to be able to pull up and pull out the keys to the Rolls Royce.
Okay. Yes.
So, man, no, I have such high hopes for you, and if there's ways that I can support you, let me know. I'll do my best. But I'm just excited to see you taking such big leaps so fast and enjoying it. I think that's the part that people don't talk about a lot. Sometimes you talk to people that go, entrepreneurship is stressful, it's terrible. No, it is definitely stressful. I said, but do you enjoy what you do enough, like you said, to keep going? For you, it's the story and the memory of your aunt and what she instilled in you. She was rich auntie before rich auntie was, an IG sort of trends.
Yes.
And so that's what keeps you going.
About enjoying the journey. So me, I was having a wine night, and I came up with this thing called the traffic light theory, right? So, and I say you're driving down the street, right? And you're, you chilling, maybe you got a nice Audible book playing, or you listen to some Beyonce, Renaissance.
I would say Renaissance, let's be real.
Okay. And you're just getting where you need to go, but you're enjoying your ride,
Mm-hmm.
And you see another car that's just, going in between lanes, driving fast. and then y'all stop at the same light. And then what do you usually do when you stop at the same light with someone that was rushing you? You just look at them. Just right? So you're at the same light. You're at the same light. Y'all reached the destination, but you're able to enjoy the destination because you took your time. You listen to the music. You know what I mean?
Right. You admired the architecture of the buildings and the trees down the street and the kids playing and all the things happening
You
in the
didn't
present moments.
Exactly. You didn't realize that your favorite restaurant is right up the street from your house now. You know what I'm saying? You enjoy everything, but the person that rushed, they're embarrassed. They're not even gonna look at you because they know they were rushing.
They don't never make eye contact. I don't know why.
They're probably got papers all next to their passenger because they've been rushed to get to work. But it's like if you stop but it's true. Like what person who's living life better? The person that's taking their time or the person that's rushing through things? You know what I mean? So I apply that so much to my business and my development of myself is just like you gonna get there, boo. Just enjoy it. Enjoy the moments because this journey is like literally once in a lifetime. You don't want to look back 30 years and you be like, dang, I didn't really get to enjoy the time when life was simple. You know, I'm also a pastor, so that's traffic light theory, girl. You can take that. Just give me 2%.
Traffic light theory. I like it. I like it a lot. Think that applies to my own story. As I'm the person that usually likes to try to swerve down the street and had to decide that's not going to be sustainable. Burnout is a real thing.
Exactly.
And depression is a real thing. And so you got to just really like learn to like growth and grace. And so when I've noticed as I slow down myself, things just tend to work out. The thing you didn't want to do for the last 3 days is now canceled.
Look, I'm
like, Lord, thank you.
I can't say, oh, I could lay at home watch TV. Yes.
So that are things that you hope for that you didn't say out loud to anybody. Suddenly they're yours.
Exactly. Just taking your time and just enjoying life. We don't know what happens on the other side. Hopefully there's something there, but you just gotta enjoy. Like life is really too short to not conquer your dreams and not go after them and enjoy them. It's like seriously,
Yeah.
So I don't know, girl. It's just I really thank you. I mean, I feel like we're like LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook sisters.
Look, half my guests like end up adopted before it's over because I find people. And people go, well, how do you find your guests? I was like, I don't know. I feel like I just stumble upon people that like inspire me, that I admire, that are doing something cool, that is outstanding, that people need to know about. And so I just be like, hey, you want to talk to me? And rarely do people tell me no, which I feel like is a gift all by itself. I was like, wait, people are willing to give me their time. Like that's something you can't get back. And so thank you so much for saying yes and for sharing your story and telling it like in a very like candid and honest way, because people need to know, like, you don't need $10,000-$20,000 to start building your dream. That's not what it necessarily takes. Sometimes it takes the audacity to take step one and watch the rest unfold.
Okay. And the audacity.
Kemah, is there anything that I have not asked that you'd like to talk about?
I mean, I think this is more like just for people like watching, just, just do it, just do it. Like, just do it. Like, stop questioning it. Like, stop. If it's on your heart, it's on your heart for a reason. Like, you don't want to be on your deathbed thinking about all the things you wish you could have done because you were too scared to do it. Like, just take that leap. You'll be fine.
I mean, and that's how I feel about career conversations. Like I had a wild idea one day. It's like, what if I just start this show? And then I was like, no. I was like, this is the one time you're not going to talk yourself out of one of these wild ideas. You got to just see what happens. And so my initial commitment was I was only going to do 3 episodes. Just 3. Okay, so I got through like 3 and I was like, I don't have a strong read on whether I'm enjoying this or hating it. I'm ambivalent. So I'll do 10. 10 is turned into more than 40 in a year and a half. I like this is my happy place. Even talking to my husband, like all of the different things that I have done to bring more joy into my life, whether or just balance, like whether it's going to therapy or going to the gym. He's like, career conversations has done more for you than any of those things. So continue.
Exactly. And then because you invested in yourself.
Yeah. I don't think I ever thought about it that way because I just do it. Like, I mean, but I have to think about like it costs to, have StreamYard. It costs to do my Calendly schedule, all those things. And then my time designing stuff in Canva, promoting the show. Like it takes a bit. And I mean, there have been occasions I have, called on some people and said, hey, could you do some minor video editing for me? Because I was just like, I don't have bandwidth to do this. Like I can. I was like, but I can't be the host, the producer, booking the show. I was like, it's a lot to do for one person, but I love it enough that I don't quit.
You got to build your team, girl. That's another thing. Build your team.
Look, I got to build a budget and then build a team. Like, so I need to go find some money or some money to find me.
Fiber, interns. Girl,
that's a good idea. I had tinkered with that idea and had not really approached it because I've had some Fiverr moments. So it was like, I don't know why I hired you. I could have did this myself.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll just get a vetted list or give some small assignments and see how it goes.
Right. No, I get it. It's definitely like trial and error, but it's also like really rewarding. But no, just thank you so much for having me. Like, when I have conversations like that, it just gives me more inspired. Like, okay, Kemah, you gotta keep going harder, keep going.
Look, because I'm looking for you on Walgreens. Like, I'm not even playing. You gonna be CVS, Target? Come on, I'm waiting for the day. Like, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna like probably be in there like gasping and dancing around and being like, I'm gonna buy one. No, this one. Cashier probably gonna look at me like I lost my mind, and it'll be fine, even if I got them already.
So we're actually just in Ohio. We're in Ohio now. Divert Beauty. I feel like I never know how to pronounce it. Divine Beauty Supply. There you go. In Ohio, we're launching next week, I believe. There, so that's our first retail location. Yeah.
How are you celebrating this?
I watched TV and I had a glass of wine and I cheers myself to the good life and I sit into bed.
I know another small Black-owned beauty supply store here in Orlando that may be worth a connection. I mean, I don't know the people well, but I drive the 20 miles out my way to go in there to get my stuff when I go, so I could just ask.
Yes, you have my email, so definitely feel free to shoot them my email.
Okay, perfect. I will do that.
Look at connection.
I know, right? Like always some way. Yeah, I told you, like if I can help them and help them, be like, look, y'all need these. I should just walk in the store with them, like, y'all don't have these. I need these. I'm looking for them. I'm that person. Well, Ma, thank you so much for being a part of Career Conversations, for sharing your journey about how you manage your day. What inspired you to start it? The fact that you chose to start a business instead of buying a Gucci bag says a whole lot about your character. And I'm excited for you. So if you just see me randomly fangirling on Instagram, it's okay. I'll calm down eventually.
No, thank you so much for just being so supportive, especially having me. And girl, look, I'll see you at the top, girl. I'll see you at the top.
Cheers. Then we can actually cheers together instead of on the couch.
Yes. on the private jet. Now it may be an old like Spirit plane, but it's
No, ma'am. No, it's gonna be a nice jet.
Yes.
Like terrible life goals for me is to be off on a Monday, bring all my girlfriends, and be twerking on a yacht. That's terrible life goals. Those are my unnecessary life goals.
Yes, I love it. Look, twerking on the plane, getting off the plane to twerk to
the yacht. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean that could all be fun. That's it, but I feel like sometimes I'm torn between like enjoyment and purpose, and I don't feel like those things have to be mutually exclusive. That's the thing I remind myself all the time.
There's purpose in twerking on the yacht.
I have to cut this. This is gonna be like girls going wild. I'm like, what is she saying? I'm like, this is the outtakes that you missed.
Right.
This is going wild. Oh my God. Okay, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for saying yes to my invitation and just having like a sense of joy and humor.
No, thank
Y'all,
you for having me.
Kemah, she is the founder of Harmon Polish. I'm gonna need you to go to harmonpolish.com like yesterday. In fact, let me make sure you get it on the screen because I want you to know where to go.
Yes, and also if you use code NEW, NW and NEW11, you'll get 11% off. But also, we're actually running a sale. So if you buy any polish, you'll get a red, purple, pink, or white Valentine's Day color half off.
Oh, you know what? I could share this website. Hold on one second, because I'm that person today. I paid for premium. Let me use all my premium tools and
But it's your
features.
girl.
So here is the site, ladies and gentlemen. If you've not seen it, can you see it?
Yes, yes, this is harmonpolish.com. We have over 40 polishes, I believe. Maybe, yeah, 40 products. We have nail care. We have, of course, the high quality nail polishes. We have t-shirts. We have the subscription box, which gives you a ton of extra savings. So definitely feel free to check it out. We got the buy one, get one half off. You use code Galentimes, or 11% off using code NEW, NEW11. And then, we're on harmonpolish.com. We're on Instagram at Harmon Polish, HAROMN Polish, Pinterest, YouTube. So yeah, definitely feel free to check us out.
Yeah, so do you guys see these colors? They're gorgeous. And if you were trying to decide on colors as the way to approach your shopping, they break it down by colors. They've got neutrals, they've got yellows, they've got blues. Everything is just like neatly done for you. So you don't have to try and figure out what you need. You just go say, I need a particular shade of green. Like today, I've been rocking abundance. In fact, because this is one of my faves. In fact, I had a whole like head to toe green look that I was rocking for a minute. And I was like, I need something to compliment. And this was the perfect, like, really like good earthy shade of like green. So you guys go get it. You are missing out on a great product that does not have all the nasty chemicals in it that can cause cancer and things that you don't want. So your self-care needs to be elevated. Harmon Polish is the choice. Love y'all. Kemah, thank you so much for being on the show. And until next time, see you later.
Later. Thank you.